Hello and welcome to our lesson on quotient of powers property. First, we're going to talk about some definitions. When we're dividing, which means finding the quotient or the answer, we are going to use the exponents and we're going to subtract them instead of dividing them. So we say that the quotient of x to the fifth, which would be written like this, and x cubed, the reason why I put it underneath is because its quotient, which means divide, is, which stands for equals, x squared. That's what it would look like. Exponents live by different rules than other coefficients. If the coefficients are divided, the exponents need to be subtracted. First, let's look at the coefficients. It doesn't look like there are any coefficients, but it's assumed to be a 1. If there's none written, it's an invisible 1. So 1 divided by 1 is 1, which is why there's nothing written there. It's assumed to be that invisible 1. Now, let's look at the exponents. If the coefficients were divided, following the rules, the exponents do something different. Instead of being divided, we need to subtract them. So we're going to take 5 and take away 3, and you end up with 2, which is why right here your exponent was 2. How do you know which exponent you write down first? You always write the numerator, that top number, first, and then you subtract it from the denominator, the bottom one, and that's the exponents. And this is why in the last problem I wrote 5 first, and then I subtracted 3, because this 5 was the exponent on the numerator position. So let's try some. All right, we're going to do division of coefficients because they follow the rules. So 1 divided by 1 is 1. And we don't usually write the 1, you just write the one variable, and we know it's 1. And then the 6 and the 2 are exponents, so we're not going to divide them, we're going to subtract them. So 6 minus 2 is 4. So your answer is going to be x to the 4th. Now here, you also have no written coefficients, so they're assumed to be 1. 1 divided by 1, they follow the rule, is 1, so you just have 1z. And then take a look at the exponents. They say divide, but they don't follow the rules. They subtract. So you're going to take 14 and subtract 14. And if you have 14 and you take away 14, you have nothing. So you have z to the 0 power. And if you remember, this is a special case. Anytime you have any variable raised to the 0 power, that really means that the answer is the number 1, regardless of what the variable was. And if you can't remember, you can go back and look at one of the videos on the exponents of 1 and 0. Now let's look at the next one. We've got coefficients not there, so they're assumed to be 1. So you've got 1 divided by 1 is another 1. And then your exponents are being subtracted, so it's 9 minus 2. And 9 minus 2 is going to be 7. So your actual answer is x to the 7th. Over here again, 1s. 1 divided by 1 is still 1. And now you're going to take 7 minus 4, and that equals 3. So that's your new exponent. So your answer is 7 cubed, or 7 to the 3rd power. Quick review, when the equation says to divide exponents, do not divide the exponents. You subtract the exponents. They always take one step down from the directions. They never follow the directions. However, for the coefficients, you do divide them because they are following the directions. And that's it for our lesson on quotients of power properties.